Ray. What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time!
Welcome back to another episode of Software Explorations. Today is January 25th, 2024. It's Thursday. What episode number are we on? Can I see that? I don't even know. Let me see. We are on episode 7 of Software Explorations this year. Season 2, episode 7. We are moving along. So much information has been delivered in the past, not even a year yet. It hasn't even been a year yet since I started this channel, and we are doing some amazing things. I already see Sean in the chat. What's going on, Sean? He says, let's go. But if you don't know who I am your host of this Software Explorations. I am Tech Coach Ralph, and we are engineered to win on this channel. I love the enthusiasm from Sean already. He knows we were about to get into some good stuff tonight. Automation in 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 different frameworks, 3 different automation tools. So we are going to have some fun. We are going to be going through the Free Mind Recovery website, which was created. It's a startup created by my friend Calculus Coder, Jared over at Calculus Coder. We're going to continue automating his website. And we're gonna get some valuable insight into these tools, into some automation concepts. We're gonna be going through the registration page, all of that good stuff. So I'm so glad that you are tuned in. I hope that you find this very informative, and feel free to drop me a question or comment in the chat, and I will be sure to address it throughout the stream. All right. So welcome. I really appreciate you being here. And you know what? Let's give everyone a round of applause. All right, so many topics, so little time. All right, but we're going to go with some of the most important. And by the way, BP says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you as well, BPs. So thankful to have you here in the building. As always, supporter since day 1. All right, cool. So let's do it like this. We are going to jump right into our agenda, and then we're going to get into our conversation, and then we're going to get to work, because here, if we're not working, we are not living. All right. So first and foremost, let's get started. So I want to say a big thank you to all of the newest subscribers who are joining the Tech Coach Ralph team and are finding all the information that we put out very, very valuable, informative, entertaining, all of that good stuff. All the people who reach out to me, leave me comments, who find the candid conversations useful. They find some of the bug bite topics controversial or entertaining or whatever it might be. I'm just here for you. But my favorite things to do are the software explorations where we are digging in and we are learning. Sometimes it's frustrating, sometimes it's tough, sometimes we get it pretty simple, right? But it is always rewarding. So for all of you out there,
I appreciate you.
all right, and I'm going to give you a cheer as well. And I always have to give a big salute to my tech barbarians, my tech prodigies, and my tech explorers who are always putting in that work. Like over the weekend, I did a live stream for my Patreon members only, where I was updating my resume and I was, adding my latest position to it, making some updates, making it a little bit more concise, just making it better all around. And I recorded that, I did it live, and I shared it with my Patreon members. And they're watching it and they're getting insight and feedback, and they are trying to level up their resumes as well. And if they email it to me, then I'll take a look at it and give some feedback as well. So if you're a Patreon member, feel free to email me your resume. Drop me a message in Patreon, and I will definitely take a look at it and give you some feedback. All right. So I just always have to give a big salute to my Patreon members, my tech barbarians, my tech prodigies, and my tech explorers. All right. So with that being said, with the new subscribers and the tech barbarians, if you are new to this channel, right? Maybe you stumbled across it, you saw we're live, you like the topic of discussion, QA, automation, startups, and all that good stuff, right? Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time we go live or drop new content. And we drop a lot of content, but you need it? I'm here for you, okay? And then, of course, like the video, help out the algorithm, share the video, leave me a comment, interact with me in the chat. I would love to hear from you, your perspective, all of that good stuff, all right? And, of course, check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev, and you will be directed to the Patreon so you can see the different things that I'm offering, one-on-one coaching, exclusive content, all of that, all right? So definitely check that out, all right? So with that being said, let's move on to the next topic as we normally do to get the show started. So let's get into our live show schedule. So we have the morning shows on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7:15 a.m. Eastern time. So maybe you are up early, you got to take the kids to school. Maybe you're driving to work like my good friend Operation Tech Takeover normally is driving to work. And you don't want to listen to the same old nonsense that you always find, about this and that and the gossip and stuff like that. And you want to wake up your mind and think, so you can join me on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, right? And we can review some news stories real quick, like maybe 2 or 3, and then we get into some coding challenges. Like we normally go through the Chaos Camp challenges on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then on Fridays we've been doing Code Wars to do like some quick challenges that help stimulate our mind and think through these coding. So join us on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and maybe, just maybe, you are feeling kind of crazy and you're on the West Coast and you want to wake up even earlier and put in that work, then you are the real one. All right. You are the real MVP. All right. So come and join us in the mornings, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And, let's get this work. All right. And then we have Sunday afternoons, software explorations. We are continuing through Terraform and we are learning a lot. It is going really well. We had a crazy scare in billing with AWS with the Amazon queue. I still gotta reach out to them about that. And then we have on Tuesday nights, we have our Q&A session. We just had an amazing Q&A session. We're at a really good conversation with Sean, who's already in the chat. So, it's really good. So I definitely, if you have any questions, and I'll answer some questions throughout the other live streams, but Tuesday nights are made for you. You can ask me any question about QA, about careers, whatever the case may be, right? And I will do my best to answer that question for you, all right? So join us on Tuesday nights for our Q&A sessions. And then we have tonight, Thursday nights, software explorations, where we get to work this year so far, it's been focused on QA and working through my friend Jared's from Calculus Coder, his startup, automating that, adding some testing around it, giving some insight on how to make the site more testable, because anybody can write some code, but the question is, can you write good code? And I believe, right, this is my opinion, right? Take it for what it's worth. If you do not have testing around your code, because you do not know if it's good code or bad code, that means it's bad code. If you don't know it's good code, then it's bad code. And how can you know it's good code? If it's testable, right? If you make a change and you don't have to worry about it breaking somewhere here or there, then, and how do you know that, right? How do you know if it's going to break something? Because you have to test it. So if your code is not testable, then I do not see how it can be classified as good code, because you just don't know. And if you don't know, it's better to assume the worst. My perspective, if you think that I'm wrong about that, let me know and we can find out some more. We can talk about it, all right? We can talk about it. So let's run through that one more time. Our live show schedule, it's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The morning show, Coffee and Kata, at 7:15 a.m. Eastern time. And then Sunday afternoons, we have software explorations, normally at 2:15 p.m. Eastern time. Although this Sunday is probably going to be a little bit earlier or a little bit later. We'll figure that out. But we're going through Terraform. And then Tuesday nights, we have our Q&A sessions. Come join us for that at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. And on Thursday nights, we have software explorations. And we are going through doing QA using Selenium, Playwright, and Cypress on the same exact website via TypeScript. All right? So pick your poison or choose it all and join us for every single live stream. All right? Now, let's jump into our next one, right? We are going to go to our pre-recorded content. So Mondays, one of my favorites, we have candid conversations where I just talk to you about things that I'm seeing, things that are on my mind, how you can level up, how you can do better. So join me for candid conversations on Mondays. All of these shows are at noon. And then we have Wednesdays, software explorations, concept and overviews. Yesterday, we went over test flakiness, all right? So really good for you to understand about test flakiness when it comes to automation and what we can do to reduce that. So definitely check that out. And then Fridays, we have the Bug Bite, where we review different bugs or different stories or different cybersecurity vulnerabilities and how they affected the companies as well as their customers, all right? So join us for that. And then throughout the week, hey, I've released at least two shorts this week. So give me some credit, all right? So we're doing shorts and we have our clips from the Q&A show, and we just released them in bite-sized pieces. So much content out there for you to help you level up, because I don't know exactly what's going to hit. But whatever you guys find valuable, that's what I'm here for. Okay. And if you have any requests for any particular topics, don't hesitate to reach out and ask me. Okay. So one more time, Mondays, candid conversations, Wednesdays, software explorations, concepts and overviews, and Fridays, the Bug Bite, followed by shorts and clips from our Q&A shows. All right. So that is our live show and our pre-recorded content. So let's just give a round of applause for that. So much content to help you level up. All right. Now, next up, as I always do at this time, right? Go ahead and go to the Chaos Camp GitHub, right? And choose a challenge. Go and level up your development skills and your QA skills and your QA automation skills. Those challenges, like you see how long it takes us to go through this, right? Like we've been using Python and Behave to automate OpenAI testing, right? And it's taking us quite a time, but we are learning so much. Like I don't know how many people are exposed to like Gherkins and Cucumber and Behave and all that, but it is absolutely amazing. All right. So definitely check that out. And you can choose how you want to approach the the challenge, and then, fork it and ask us for a code review, and we'll be glad to do a code review. All right. So definitely check that out. And of course, check out my friend Socks, his channel, Free Range Socks, as well as we're still looking for beta testers. So you should be seeing that in the comments as well, that for the Socks University, where we will give you we'll give you 30 days to beta test the platform for free, and you can check it out and see. That'll give us some feedback, what's good, what's not good, what difficulties that you had, and everything like that. So that should be in the chat, or you can also email socks@ephemeralnetworks.com and put in the subject line beta tester and let them know that Tech Coach Ralph sent you. Okay, so that is all that we are doing over here. And next up, I was invited to a Discord by an amazing developer, right? And very outgoing, very, very kind. And I got to that Discord, and like they work, like they're so organized, so structured. They work, and they have meetings every Mondays on different topics and stuff like that. You should be seeing their it should be rotating in the chat, right? They're I don't know if it's an organization, but it's called Grammar Hub, right? And it's grammar with an E. So it's it's GRAMMER Hub, right? And a link to their Discord should be in the chat. Let me drop it in there anyways, right? Let me see. Let me drop it in here so that you can get that link, and then you can check it out, because they do so much stuff in there, right? Really cool. So like they'll do where you can learn, they can review your resume for you, do interview prep, and you have an opportunity to network, right? So let me get this link and let them know that Tech Coach Ralph sent you. Let me just drop this whole message in the chat. Let them know who sent you. All right. Boom. There you go. All right. Let them know that I sent you. And I don't know if did it come through? I don't know. Let me see. Let me see if it came through. Maybe my message was too long. Oh, nope, too long. Hold on. Let me get the rest for you. Said it was supposed to fit. Hold on. Let's do it like that. Let's try that again. All right. Let's see. Did it come through this time? Did it come through this time? Can you hear me now? All right, there it goes. There it goes. Let them know that Tech Coach Ralph sent you. And yeah, there we go. Cool. So you can join that. Like there's so much going on in there. Like they practice project management, web development. Like in my first meeting there, they were demoing the team had remade their own Netflix style app. Really cool stuff, and great conversations. So much opportunity, right? Like they do a lot of things that I do not have the capacity to do. I can only focus on a few. So, great resources, great people, and they do activities and events and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend checking that out. And that link might not show up in the chat. Let me do this. Okay, so let's do it like that. Let me see. All right, there we go. Hopefully that works. I'll put it one more time to test the chat. Make sure this works. Let's see. So that is a great question, Sean. That is still too long. Well, that's a great question. So, I've only been to like 2 of the meetings, right? But I don't. And just this past meeting, this past Monday, there was there's a SDET who was in there, right? But I don't know if there's any other QAs in there. But I'm there. So, and I'm going to be actually doing a presentation in there about QA on what day is that? On February 5th, I believe. I believe it's February 5th. I'll be doing a presentation to give them some insight about QA. So, so there is now, right? So I don't know if there was before, but guess what? There is now. So, and that's that's what we do. We bring QA where QA has not been before, and we get it popping. All right. So great question, Sean. As always, Sean asked QA2, and yes, now there is QA as well. Okay. So definitely check it out. Join the Grammar Hub Discord server and go ahead and level up. Level up. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. Okay. All right. So, and it should be circulating throughout the chat as well. Let me see. All right, perfect. So let's move on to our next topic of discussion. So I want to do a quote from Clean Code, right? So let's do a quote from Clean Code right quick. Always talking about this book by Robert C. Martin. And this quote is going to be about the use intention revealing names, okay? So it says, it is easy to say that name should reveal intent. We want to impress upon you what we want to impress upon you is that we are serious about that. Choosing good names takes time but saves more than it takes. So take care with your names and change them when you find better ones. Everyone who reads your code, including you, will be happier if you do. The name of a variable, function, or class should answer all the big questions. It should tell you why it exists, what it does, and how it is used. If a name requires a comment, then the name does not reveal its intent. All right? So that is the quote for tonight, right? Naming your methods, variables, functions, classes, whatever it is, right? You have to be mindful about it. And when we do the morning challenges, they review for the code wars, and then they reveal the solutions that some people have, and it's like they're very short and stuff like that, but sometimes it can be a bit unreadable. Mine are normally more lines written out, longer variable names and stuff like that, just so when I'm reading my code, I can read it as a book, right? I'm like, okay, I know exactly what I'm trying to do here, and I can read the loop. Okay, so and it's very sequential, and it makes it easier for me at least. And I can read my own code, and write and that's the part of writing clean code, making it readable, and that's why my methods I'll have long methods names because it just helps me understand better, and I'm not in a looking through code and I'm like, what the hell did I write? And that's not good practice. All right. So just wanted to share that quote with you. And let's see, Sean says, interesting. I have always been comment guy. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are. And honestly, it depends on what the comment is, right? But here's the thing with the comments: if your code, if you have a change in code, right, and now which one is the source of truth? Is it the code or the comment? But now, if I'm looking at your code and if I'm looking at the the code, right, the file, and your code isn't very clear, but your comment says one thing, but then so now I'm assuming your comment is doing the code is doing something, but then when I go to to read it or work on it, it actually does something else, right? So that's why it's recommended in the book Clean Code that you use comments sparingly, because you should be able to read your code to understand what it's doing. So just a thought. It's recommendation from someone who's been in software engineering for like 50 years now or something like that. I don't even know, like since the 60s. So do with it what you may, right? But that was the quote for tonight from the book Clean Code, and I will post a link to it in the description as well. Sean says, code like reading a book. Interesting. It's about being legible, readable, stuff like that. And oh my goodness, look, welcome back. That's what I'm talking about. My brother Andrew says, your code should be your comments. That's a fact. That is a fact. Awesome. All right, that's what I'm talking.
Message.
Yep, message. All right. So now next up on the docket, Agile Manifesto. So we are on our 7th principle out of the 12 principles that are based on the Agile Manifesto. So this principle is very short, very simple, straight to the point. All right. Working software is the primary measure of progress, right? Before I touch on this Agile Manifesto, let me see what Andrew says. Right, he says, "Bro, naming things are hard for real. Yes, they are. Like they take thought. But and a lot of times when I'm coding, I'm like, what I'm saying in my mind, I just type it, right? And I'm like, and then I read it back. I'm like, okay, that makes a pretty good variable name or a function, like exactly what it's doing. I just type it out, right? So it's like this variable is should check if the I don't know if it should count the total amount of in the list, right? Something like that, right? Like whatever it is I'm doing, I just write it out and then I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds good. Or I can make this adjustment to it, whatever it takes, so I don't have to write a comment. I try to go with that, So yeah, totally right. Like it takes thought, and then, but the thing is, you can always go back and refactor. A lot of times we write the code and then we don't go back and refactor, and then that's when we start getting into messes and a bunch of tech debt, and it's just a nightmare. All right. So awesome comment as always by Andrew, by my boy Drew. All right. So working software is a primary measure of progress, right? It's probably going to lead into something else, but there are companies, people, teams that they will plan forever planning, never accomplishing anything, right? And how do you measure progress with a dream or an idea that never comes to fruition, right? And this is why I love this principle, right? Having something produced, right? Working software is what measures progress. And that's why I'm not a big advocate or fan of quote unquote projects, because projects they go to your GitHub to die, right? You can have, I'll give you an example. I think I gave it before, right? The 100 Days of Python course, right? It's a Udemy course. I love it. It's by Dr. Angela Yu, great teacher, right? Same as her web development bootcamp, right? Where it goes to like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Node, ES6, all of that stuff, right? Great course. However, the projects that you do in there, they're just gonna live in your GitHub, right? They don't really, no one's really gonna see them. No one really cares, right? But working software, something that you can put in production that people can use, and I'll use, for example, Calculus Coder's Free Mind Recovery, right? That is working software that he's getting live user interaction, set up, able to accept payments, all of that good stuff, right? All of that good stuff. So that is something that's out there. So working software. And then now that he has working software out there, right? Now someone like me, Tech Coach Ralph, can come in and say, oh, this is what you're working on. Let me see. Let me take a look at your code. Let me see if do you have any testing? What do you have in place? Oh, you don't have any? Okay. Can I use your site to stream on and add tests to it? Talk about like what you can do to make it better. Boom. And now I start sharing this information. He goes back and he starts making updates, and I'm providing him automated tests. And now he's winning, I'm winning, you're winning, and now it's still working software, right? That's going to continue to get better. So that's why I love this. Like working software, that is a primary measure of success. If you don't have anything out there, then how can you say you know anything, right? It's all theory at that point. But getting that practical work in, and that's one of the reasons that for my tech barbarians, I'm actively looking for, people who are trying to build an app, and they're like startups and stuff like that they don't know anything about testing. They don't have any tests. Like the only test that they have is, every 2 or 3 weeks before we make a change, we do a little smoke test, and they have no idea if the app is actually working or not, outside of what they actually see right in front of their face. So I'm like, okay, well, I have people who are learning how to test, right? And I can pair them with you, and I can like help them, and now they're getting practical experience because they're actually working for a company, right? To build experience, to learn the QA process, right? And that's why I look for people who are actually working software. You send me your GitHub repo. I'm not going to look through your code because, quite frankly, I don't have the time, the patience, or the care to look at stuff that no one is using or no one cares about except for you, right? You care about it, great. I just don't have the time to, unless maybe you are a tech barbarian, and then I can go through I can dedicate some more time of looking at your code. But if you're not, I really don't have the time to go digging through code that nobody cares about. So I'm sorry to put it that way, but that's the truth, though. I mean, that's the truth. And this is why recruiters, hiring managers, tech interviewers, they don't look at your GitHub. They don't have the time for it. Like, we are actually working on a daily basis, But if you say, "Oh, I built this app. I built this, I built that," and people are using it. I have 100 users. I have 5 users. Who cares? You have users, right? Then we're like, "Oh, let me see what you did," and then we can start giving feedback because it's actually something that matters, right? Once there's users, even if there's one user, it's actually something that matters. No users, it's hidden in a GitHub, it's not deployed anywhere, nobody cares. So we're not gonna waste our time looking at it, right? That is the honest to God truth. Okay, at least from my perspective. All right. So that is the agile principle. Let's move on to the next topic of discussion. Okay. So we are about to get into something good now. I'm going to make you guys a recommendation, right? And I'll probably get into it a little bit more on a candid conversation. I'm not sure when, because I have a list of things I want to talk about for candid conversations, right? But do yourself a favor, right? Oh, let me just stop. I'm gonna read this real quick. So, it's my girl Bridget. What's up, Bridget? And Bridget says, "Now that I think of it, I don't even know what's my GitHub anymore." Hey, like, I know my GitHubs because I use them to share code with like people that I'm like, sharing code with them and stuff like that. But I'm not expecting, and you put it on your resume because people put it on, like, because it's something that you do, right? But I don't if I'm curious a little bit, I'll click on their GitHub link and just see a quick sample of how their code might look. But I'm not gonna go like reading through their readmes and stuff like that to see all the details of something that nobody uses, Now if it's like, here's another example though, right? If it's actually code that you did for a like automation code that you did for like a actual company, a startup or something like that, or you built an application and you wrote automation code for it, I'll definitely look at that, right? Because it's useful, right? And then we can talk about, I'll be glad to talk about, oh, okay, like, did you consider these scenarios, that, the other, good stuff, right? And then Sean says, gotta dust off my GitHub too. As long as you have stuff that's valuable in there, great. But if it's just like some projects that no one's probably going to care about or look at, it's still good to put your code up there, definitely, and to practice like how to use GitHub, because when you get into the company that you're working for, you're going to be using GitHub or GitLab or Bitbucket or something like that. You're going to be using you might even be using Amazon, right? Who knows, right? So it's good to get the practice of using it, but don't expect people who have no vested interest in it to spend countless times looking at your GitHub. It's just the way that it is, just the way that it is. All right. So let's get to our next topic like I was planning to, right? So here is my, do with it what you want, right? We spoke already about calendars, updating your calendar, like being very religious on your time and stuff like that, right? Where like manage your time wisely. But I'm gonna tell you this: protect yourself. Your calendar is your biggest asset to protect yourself, right? Do not, and I repeat, do not accept open-ended meetings from anyone. If somebody says, oh, I want to meet with you, right? Ask them for how much time do you need? Right? And if they can't tell you, then the answer is no. Simple as that. The answer is no. I have a calendar. I have a schedule. I'm booked. You need some of my time. You need to tell me how much time you need. And then I'll see if I can allocate that to you, right? And it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter, right? I'm going to go as far as this, right? If somebody, maybe you're religious, right? And somebody invites you to church, you better ask them, what time does it start? What time does it finish? Because there are some churches that they'll say they start at 10 and then they end up starting at like noon. And so they start at the time that they should be ending, and then they go on for like 5-6 hours, and you've done wasted your whole entire day because they're not organized. No. It could be your significant other. You need to organize, and you don't let people waste your time. All right. Even with my own family, I'll say, okay, they have something down here called movie in the park. I will send them a calendar invite saying, hey, they got movie in the park on this day. We're going to go from this time to that time. And I'm like, okay, so now I can say, okay, before that time, I can do this. After that time, I can do that. Always scheduling around whatever I have to do. All right. But you do not let and here's the thing. Here's why it protects you, right? Because people are time vultures. Because they might not have anything to do with their time, they expect you to waste your time for them. Oh, let's go to the mall. Okay, what are we gonna get? Just want to walk around. No. Hey, let's go out to eat. Okay, where are we going and what time and how long we're gonna be there? Oh, it's just we're just gonna go out and hang out. No. We're going from 6:30 to 8:30. Okay, let me check my calendar. Okay, I have an opening on this date. We can do it, right? But it's not gonna be like, oh, let's just hang out. You got, unless it is a planned hangout session from this time to that time, the answer is no. Your time, especially like if you're a tech barbarian, you better value your time. What is my number one principle? Respect your time. Do not, and I repeat, do not let anyone disrespect your time. And the number one form of disrespect of your time is through wasting your time. All right? Don't let people waste your time. Like I've let people waste my time so much in the past, and it's not happening anymore. And I get seriously pissed off when I fall for the okie doke and somebody wastes my time. If value your time. Let's just leave it at that. Value your time. All right? Your time is too important. You cannot get it back. Do not let it be wasted, okay? just going to share that with you. I hope that message makes sense to you. I hope it gets through to you, because that's the only thing that you cannot get back. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's do a little bit of clapping for that one.
Message.
All right. All right. All right. We're about to get to work. So, with that being said, if you haven't done so already and you find this information useful, maybe you like it, maybe you don't, maybe it's harsh, maybe it's not, whatever the case may be. But go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we go live. Like the video, share the video with everyone that you know. And go ahead and check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev. If you are interested in tech or something, I'm sure there is a way that I can help you. So go ahead and check it out. You can sign up for one-on-one coaching there. You know, you get exclusive access to my time, which I value fiercely, right? So I'll give you some access to my time and we can work together to help you level up. All right. So, yeah, there's so many things I want to talk about, but let's get to work tonight. All right. Let's get to work. Okay. Let's do this. All right. Let's get some energy real quick. Let's get some energy.
Please offer me your energy. I ask of you, please.
So what are we going to do? All right. Tonight, we're going to go back to freemindrecovery.com. And I'll drop the link for freemindrecovery.com in the chat. So you guys can definitely check it out. You can sign up for free. It is my friend, calculus coder, Jared, who has a little startup I keep saying little, but he has a startup that he created, and that it's like around mental health and stuff like that, you know? So definitely cool stuff. The way that he built it, the way that he integrates it. So definitely check it out. All right. So let me pull it up. And we're going to work for 20 minutes, and then we're going to take a break where we look for, we can look for some jobs on LinkedIn to do some research. And then we get back to work, right? We'll probably go to like 9:30 tonight. And then we will call it a wrap and go from there. Okay. So let me open up as well WebStorm. And by the way, next week, I'm going to be in a training session at work about contract testing. Going to be using a tool, I guess, or a library called Pact, which is about contract testing. Going to be interesting. So not too familiar with that yet, but we're going to find out. We are going to find out. Oh my goodness. Look who decided to crash the party. It's
Good guy.
welcome, good guy. How are you doing? Oh, he's interested in the job search, right? Where do you want me to look for? You know what, good guy, you direct the search tonight. Where do you want me to look for jobs at? What type of jobs? What location? And you put in the chat and I will look them up. All right. All right. So let me open up the right project. Free mind recovery. Let's do this window. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. So let's do a quick recap. So let's get the 20 minutes up on the clock. Show the timer. And we are going to our very first one.
It's time to do.
Oh, no, he has special requests. He wants to do dice or Indeed. Okay, I can do dice. We'll do dice tonight. All right. So on our first break, we're going to go to dice and we're going to search the job of course, remote, you know, and we'll search for the position that good guy asked for. Okay. All right. So we have everything up. So what we did the past 2 weeks now is we set up Playwright, Selenium, and Cypress on the Free Mind Recovery site using TypeScript. And we started automating the registration flow. And yeah, we started automating the registration flow. And it worked in Cypress, but not so much in Playwright. and something happened in Selenium. So we're going to investigate that, and we're going to continue with that. All right. And if you do not know what the Free Mind Recovery site is, it is let me see, where does it have the description, right? So here at Free Mind, we use a combination of effective self-help therapy, which includes crucial CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy methods. In addition, we provide stress management techniques and personalized online support, amongst other resources. So, and Free Mind Recovery offers a comprehensive, scientifically backed anxiety recovery program, along with several resources and tools designed to guide you towards a full and lasting recovery. Shout out to Jared over there, man. That's amazing. Building things that are useful. And that's why I always tell you guys, you got to build something that's useful. You have to build something that is useful, that adds value into the world. And look at that. That's my little Chrome plugin that lets you know that we're in the prod environment. And then when he gets a stage or a dev environment, that'll go there as well. Or if we have a local environment, that'll go there as well. Okay. So that being said, let's look at where we're at, right? So now let's go look at our code. So in our code, so this one is this is the Playwright one. And we have our code, not the best code, of course, because we still have to refactor and stuff like that. But it's a start. Like I always say, go for the quick win first. And then once you get the quick win, then you can refactor, make it better. Like, I am not a TypeScript or JavaScript expert by any means. But you know what? Like, Sean, remember when we were talking about the comments and stuff like that? I would rather have some type of function or something like that just says click register button, right? Like I've done in the past. And I don't need this comment because this function will tell me exactly what we're doing, right? So once we get to that stage in this project, we will definitely do that. We're gonna do a full project on this. So it might be a few weeks, right? But it is such valuable insight to see how we go from someone just learning. So like the way that I started as someone who's like pretty much just learning automation, and then we're going to progress to like a more advanced automation approach where we separate, page object factories and all that stuff, so that it's a lot cleaner, a lot more readable, a lot more friendly, and I can get Andrew's stamp of approval. That's the main reason, right? That is the main reason right there. All the other stuff, cool, good, awesome. But Andrew's stamp of approval, that's the one that means the most to me. All right. So shout out to Andrew, of course.
We the best.
Yes, we are. All right. So let's get to it. All right. So let's do this. Let's do npx Cypress open. And that way we'll get that one started, and then we can take a look at that one. End-to-end testing, and we're gonna do Chrome. So it's starting up. It's gonna open. It's gonna pop up in one of these browsers or one of these monitors. Wait a second. What's going on here? Missing. Okay, there we go. All right. So we're gonna move this to the screen. And we're gonna. So here we are. We're in Cypress, and we're gonna click on the register test. As soon as it allows us to click on it, of course. There we go. And it's gonna start running the test. And that username already exists. All right. So, we see that working, right? So we know Cypress is working. Let's work on getting Selenium to work. And then what we'll do is, once we're creating another username, we will, which you might have to do as well in your work environment or whatever environment that you're working in, where you have to create unique usernames, and you'll see the strategy that I normally use is like using the date and time, which because that's always unique. And then we can use that to be able to create a new profile and log in, or email address and log in and go from there. Okay. So with that being said, let's jump over to working on the ones that are not working. Okay. So here we are, and let's find out. Let's open up a new terminal. And oh my goodness. You know what? On break, before we start Good Guys Job Search, I'm going to show you what I just got. What I just got for the office to work on. All right. Always making improvements, always making enhancements. So I'll show you that. Right. So just remind me when we go to break so I can show you my newest addition to my workspace. All right. So we are going to do, let's do Selenium first, right? So I don't quite remember how to do it. All right. So we're going to do, node, and the folder structure is, let's close up Cypress. So we're going to do node, Selenium test, and then register. Let's see if this works. Okay, that works. So we're opening up the website. We should be clicking on sign in. And we should be filling out this form. But we are not. Okay, so let's find out why it's not filling out the form. So let me see if I can zoom out on this a little bit, make it more readable. Okay, so let's see. It says unable to locate name, full name. Can it take me to where it failed? Let's see. Let's see. It's just more useful when it can do that, but I guess not. So we got all the way to, so the one that failed was full name. So it failed here, right? And it said no such element, name. All right, so let's take a look at this. Let's copy that, right? And let's go to the website. Let's use this one. So let's see why that failed. So it does find it. But it's saying that no such element. So let's try this, right? Let's add some wait time. Not particularly my favorite way to do it, but for now, at least, we'll add some wait time. And then, so we have a timeout set for, like 5 seconds. So it should find it. But let's, just for its and giggles, let's change it to 10, right? Is this going to make me wish I did it in Python or Java? So it's failing. Wonder why. So, let me see. It says it can't find it. Unable to locate element. CSS selector. But when we look at it, it's right there. Let's see. So let's see. If we were to change this, if we tweak it a little bit from by name to by, let's go with CSS. By. Let me see. And then we do but it should work with the name though. I mean, it really should work with the name. There's no reason for it not to be working. But if it doesn't, we can always continue to Google our best friend. What am I doing over here? Oh, this is a double. All right, what am I doing? All right, let's undo a bit. I don't know what I'm doing over here. Okay, so we can just change that here. That there. That's annoying. Oh my goodness gracious. What in the world? It's just changing stuff on its own. Okay, here we go. And let's do another run. I don't see why it's acting up that way. It's not giving a valid error message, to be honest with you. What is the one for CSS? Hold on. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me Google it. Node Selenium CSS selector. And I guess you get to hear as well how it's just by CSS, how I search for stuff by just speaking what I'm looking for. Let me see. Okay. So let's try that. See what this does. See what we got. And before I'm just actually gonna look at the code this time because this is so weird. Yup. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna view the source instead of just looking at the inspector. Let's see the source, and we're gonna go full name. It's in there. Input type. Why is all this code on one line? That is impossible to read. Let me see. Add div next function. For real, right? Right, John? That is a long line. It's impossible to read. Okay. That being said, okay, let's go ahead and close this. Let's close that. Let's close some more. And this is what I mean by having testable applications, because now we end up spending more time investigating why this, like, why it's not capturing stuff than actually writing stuff. You know what I mean? Okay. So, oh, it's able to find this. It's able to find this. It's able to find this. But it's not able to find this. So let's see if we do. If let's try something else, right? What if we were to click on something else on that page? Would it be able to find it? Let's try clicking on the logo, right? So I'm over here. And let's see if we were to click on the logo, if we're able to find it on the logo. If we can at least find the logo. If we can find the logo, then it's like, all right, so we just got to figure out what's going on with this page at that point. So, of course, there's no code that you can easily identify this. If we were to, there are absolutely no IDs and stuff like that in here. All right, we can use src set equals logo, I guess. img src equals, or let's do the operator for this one, logo. I think the equal goes after. All right, so let's try this one, right? Now we're gonna say click on that one in here, right? So before we even get to that, we're gonna say await driver dot find element by CSS, like that, dot click, right? So let's go with that, see if we can at least get to the home page. So can we at least get back to the home page? That is my concern. If we can't, then we have bigger issues than anything. Did we get back to the home page? All right, let me see. No such element as. Okay, so it looks like we did get back to the home page, so that's good. But let's do it one more time, actually, just so I can see it a little bit better. So let's make sure we catched it switching. Even switch.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Do it one more time. It just hovers over a bunch of stuff. It doesn't actually click anything. Let's see. So it's gonna go here, account, register. Very, very strange. But if I comment out, because maybe it's clicking. Oh, and you know what? It might be clicking on it so fast that let's put 20 minutes on there. or 20 seconds on there. And then last one before we. Ew. You have XPath. All right, so he says this is what I used for Playwright. Yeah. We can try the XPath for we can try the XPath for all right, so after break, we'll try that. We'll try the XPath. The CSS selector should work perfectly fine, but whatever. If we have to use XPath, if we do have to use XPath, then there's something that's not right with the implementation on the site. But we'll see that when we get there, right? So let me, before we get to the job search, let me show you my newest addition to the Office. You're gonna unbox it with me, all right? Because I haven't opened it yet. It just got here a little bit ago, and so let's give me a second. Give me 1 second, okay? Well. Oh, this is the right one. I got a mini keyboard over here, right? A Keychron K2 keyboard, right? And it's the blue switch so that I can hear what I'm typing. All right. So let me open it up real quick. Unboxing with Tech Coach Ralph. Right? We are getting to it. Okay. So let me open it up. See how it goes. It better be the right one too. So let's open up the wrapper. It is cool. Are you ready for this? Look at this little bad boy right here. Ooh. And I thought it was gonna be heavier, but it's actually a perfect weight. And I can just throw this in the bag when I have to go somewhere. It works with Mac and Windows, and it uses battery and all this cool stuff. Let me see. Does it have any charge on it? Let me see. Really cool. Gonna play with it as soon as the stream is over. Gonna get more familiar with my new little Keychron K2 keyboard, you know? Very cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that little unboxing with me. All right. So that was fun. And you know, all about productivity. I remember when I was on I was in the chat of Tech Niche Tips, and I was like, you know, if it's not for the office, if it's not productivity related, it ain't happening for Christmas, you know? So we are leveling up. We are getting some additional equipment, additional lights for different angles, different additional mics. Like I started I didn't start, but I repurposed another channel that I had where we're going to be talking about some jujitsu stuff on there. Pretty much a vlog and, you know, stuff like that of like after training, preparing for competition, you know, reviewing matches and stuff like that. So it's called TCR, right? TCR Let's Talk BJJ. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to that channel as well. And I talk about it back and forth, right? Anyways, so let's look for these jobs real quick. Let me pull up Dice. Never used Dice before, but All right, I got Dice up, and we are going to go to this screen, and we're going to throw up our 5 minutes on the clock. And let's see, anything in the chat before we go on? Yeah, Sean had said that is a long line. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So, and we'll talk to Calculus Coder about it. So, good guy said, let's do Dice or Indeed, and that's what we're doing. And he said remote, of course. So let's do just QA engineer. That's what we got on Dice. And QA engineer, and we are going to do. How do you do remote on Dice? I don't know. Just do a search. And we have data integration and process automation engineer. Just do remote only. And remember what I told you though, when you go for remote, you have a lot more competition, people that you're fighting against to get that position. Good guy says blue switch sick. Yeah, I mean, I when I was looking at it, I'm like, I love the clicky sound, the blue switch, so I had to go for the blue switch. Of course. I can't do any other. All right. And all right, so I'll read the comment about when we get back to work, I'll read that one. So all right, so we have automation tester. It's a contract role. RAS infotech. I would rather though. Let me make sure. Can I put it limited to? Well, that's cool that it has direct hire, recruiter. Let's go with direct hire. And we'll do full time. And no other options. Okay. So business analyst, not what we're looking for. Automation engineer. Let's see what this is. Oh, it opens up a new tab. All right. 1 day ago, bachelor's degree and 5 to 10 years of relevant product experience preferred. For optical, strong technical background with substantial industry or military experience will be considered minimum 5 to 10 years. So definitely not what we're looking for. Senior QA assurance, quality assurance. Nope, that's clinical trials type stuff. Clinical trials. Jesus Christ. Where did you send me, good guy? All right, so this one is senior. Senior quality assurance manager, quality assurance analyst, Azure DevOps test strategies. Let's try that one. Let me see. What is this $18 plus thing we're talking about here? So our client is seeking services of an experienced quality assurance manager / analyst. The position is remote with quarterly travel to Tallahassee, Florida required. Okay, well, that's disqualification. No one travels to Tallahassee. The activities this candidate will be included or not limited to: develop and implement a robust testing strategy encompassing all aspects of modernization project. Create detailed test plans, scripts, and execution plans to ensure comprehensive coverage of all features. Automation implementation. Design and implement automated test plans to streamline testing process. Utilize Azure DevOps for test automation, ensuring alignment with project objectives and timelines. Great. So minimum requirements: bachelor's degree in one of the following: management information systems, computer science, or related field. Extensive experience with Microsoft Azure DevOps. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Candidate must successfully complete a level 2 background check. And this job sucks in like what I'm reading here. Sorry, whoever posted this, but your job sucks. I would never. I'm appalled. Let me see. Penetration tester, but that's all right. Software Quality assurance. These jobs suck. Is this what Dice is offering? Is this what people are using to apply for jobs? All right, on the next one, I'll check Indeed because I'm not finding anything worthwhile for QA at least. Salesforce QA engineer, Heartland. Posted 60 days ago. Yeah, no. Wrong. Okay, let's see this one. QA solutions architect. That one sounds like it's pretty good. QA solutions architect, provide thought leadership and drive innovation to evaluate and establish the architecture to support test automation across multiple test areas. That sounds pretty cool, I must say. Participate pre-sales and pursuit as a SME. What does this QA have to do with pre-sales? I don't know. Work with team to provide proposals to our clients. Perform estimation and for resources need and timelines to provide project and solution estimation and team structure definition. What? Identify and recommend the right testing framework and tools and get alignment from clients. Lead QA efforts by developing test strategies and test plans that fit project needs. Little lost by this. Responsibilities own and aggressively drive forward specific areas of technology architecture. Provide architectural solutions, designs to. I am so lost by this position. Is this role a QA role? A solutions role? Wait, it gets better. Support multiple agile Scrum teams with planning, scoping, and creation of technical solutions for the new product capabilities through the continuous delivery to production. What does that have to do with QA? Manage the offshore team. 10 years of software testing experience. Testing experience with AI, NPL, chatbots, IoT is a plus. For real, right, Bridget? It's like, just do everything. Just do everything. Just say that. Just do everything. My goodness. And then a reasonable estimation. Okay, this is where it gets good. A reasonable estimate of the current salary range for this position is $81,000 a year to $178,000 a year. $82,000 a year to $178,000 a year. So there's a range of $90,000 in between it. Yes, $90,000 range. Yeah. I mean, I'll probably do it anyways, but I am so okay with what I have now. But, sometimes I like to torture myself a little bit, but whatever. Anyways, let's get back to business. So let me go read what Good Guy had said, and let's start our next timer for our next 20 minutes.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right. So Good Guy had said, Playwright is not using XPath, but Locator I have would be similar to XPath above. All right. I mean, we can try it. But you saw when I pulled it up with CSS selector, especially with Selenium. Selenium is supposed to be like really, really good with CSS selector. That's why I'm kind of like thrown off on why, like, just the name isn't working. That doesn't make any sense. There's something up with this. But I'll try it. If that doesn't work, I'm just gonna go to the other one. So we'll do over here, and we shall do comment that out because apparently that doesn't work. And then we'll do // and we're gonna do is that really gonna work? Hold on, let me check this. Make sure good guy's not sending me nonsense over here. I trust them. I trust good guy 7.4%. That's an inside joke between me and good guy. Okay, that worked. Okay, I guess you are a little bit more trustworthy than I. Yeah, maybe we'll go up to 9%. Good guy, I trust you 9%. All right. And let's go back over here. So let's try to run that. I don't know. That's weird, but let's try to run it. And while it's running, Bridget says, I feel that like they secretly, where'd it go? Where did it go? Come back. I feel like they secretly want you to come to the office 3 days a week. For real, right? I mean, who's gonna run the meetings? Who's gonna build the architecture? All that, right? All right. And let's go over to here. And it still failed. Like, so I don't know. Let me see. Where did it fail at? An invalid. Oh, that's my fault. My fault. XPath. Okay. You got it. 1 down, like -1 for me. All right. Let's see. If that still doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to do some more investigation with this with Selenium here because that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Yeah, look at that. It failed again. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like why no such element. All right. So we are going to leave Selenium alone in TypeScript apparently because that don't make no sense. But let's try Playwright real quick. So where do we go with Playwright, right? So let's go to how do we do Playwright? I don't remember how we do Playwright. We're gonna do np. I never remember how to trigger Playwright. You have the code, good guy. How do we trigger Playwright? Playwright.dev. Let me see real quick. Get started. And it's just npx or npx playwright test. And then I want to specify the browser. So I think it's like project or something. npx playwright test. And we want to do headed. So we can see it. And then project, is it Chromium? I think it's like that, right? Let's try that. Let's see what we get with Playwright. That didn't work. Doing Project Chromium. Can run it all 3, but in the future, we do not want that to happen. All right. So apparently that is done, and all 3 passed. Really? What do I have in here? Okay, so Playwright is good. So apparently Selenium is having it not too good of a day today. Selenium is down for the count, but let's take a look at the report for Playwright. And it's on the other screen, so let's go over to the other screen. And it has, oh, it did work for Chromium. Never mind. I thought it was running it for all of them, but yeah. So it has title and let's see, user can. So that worked. All right. So it's apparently Selenium, right? And it's hard, as in the chat says. It looks complicated. It only looks complicated because Selenium is being a jerk tonight and last week. But it's code can look. So here's the thing: code can look complicated and scary when it's not clean, right? And the reason that the code is not clean right now is because we're just getting set up. But if you continue following along, you're gonna see it gets a lot easier to read, a lot cleaner. I would focus on like right now, like what is it that we're trying to do, and then as the code gets cleaner, then it's going to be a lot easier to read. So just buckle up and enjoy the ride, and you shall see. All right. And good guy, of course, he says Playwright is the best, and we appreciate it. All right, fine.
I appreciate you.
All right, you got it, good guy, you got it. All right, so Playwright is good, Cypress is good, Selenium is not. At least in TypeScript. If I was doing this in Python or Java, it would have been like swooping through. But TypeScript, JavaScript, Selenium, I'm gonna repeat, it is not probably your best option. In that, like I would be on good guy's side on that one for Playwright, or for the Cypress folks, I'd go with Cypress as well. But we're gonna make this. So I'm just gonna close Selenium out for now, and then we'll do some more investigation on it in the future, right? So let's see here. Now we are going to. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's do the. We don't need that. Let's do the making it unique, right? To let's make it unique. So, oh, you're not looking here. So what I'm doing is we wanna make this username unique, so we can create a new user, right? And so what we're gonna do is find the date time library code, so we can create a how do you get date time in JavaScript? So let's do that here. So new date to local. Let's see, and I want to format it as well. So we can do two parts, right? We can steal part of this new date to local string, which formats the date in the locale of the user. If you're looking for let's see. Probably just take this code right here. Let's try this, right? So we're gonna say here, copy that code, go back over here, and let's say we do generate unique ID based on, or unique username based on date. How you like that variable name, Sean? Let's see. New date. So this one's gonna be what? Let, like that. And why is year acting up? That was weird. Okay. All right, let's see. So let's just do a console and see what it prints out for us. And I'm just gonna comment all this out for now because we don't need to run through all of that right now. Right now, we're working on Cypress, right? We're just working on Cypress right now. We are here. So now, if we go back to our Cypress, what did I do? Okay. So now, if we were to go to here, we need the the Cypress one. Refresh that. And we should get some type of thing in the console. Let's see. Where is it? Did I see that? Wait. Runs? What the heck? Where's what I was looking at? Specs. Okay. Why don't I see a console log? All right, hold on. So that's gonna do that. It's gonna load that page. So what I'm gonna do then, I'm going to say unique. Or actually I'll do TCR live stream underscore. And let's see what that does now. So here, I'm just trying to see where I'm gonna get this console log. I just need to make sure, like, I need to make sure what format is generating in so I can, like, make modifications to it. But if I can't see it, that doesn't help us a bit. Or I can move it to the very beginning as well. Let me see. So with that being said, we're going to do a quick search. Cypress, see, count, console logs. All right, so log command in Cypress. Let's see. Maybe some special. Sci.log, of course. Everything has to be sci, doesn't it? Okay, so we're gonna go back, update that to sci.log, and now we should be able to see it at least. So let's go back to here, refresh. I would hope that we don't have to refresh every single time. Like, you should just be able to click on it and get it. Okay, there you go. So TCR live stream, and then, so this is the date format that it gives us, but it is not the way that we want it. 124. Where's the year? Oh, I guess it is. It's 20. So where's the date? All right. So now that we see how it's outputting it, so now we're going to fix that output so it can be a better format. All right. So here we are. We are going to go here and we're going to say month. All right. So we're going to say, where do you format it though? It's putting it month. I'm going to start off with year. I like to always start off with year. Year. Month. And we're going to go with day. 2-digit. And let's clean this up so it can be more legible. All right. So now, I don't know why I don't have a 4 for this one. I'm gonna leave it like that for now. See what happens. But it's still not in the right format. So let's see. Let's look do our search. Format date JavaScript. How do I format a date in JavaScript? So that's the one we want to see. Preferably format. Weekday. Let's see. Oh, okay. There's a way to do it. Oh, that sucks though. Oh. All right, let's see this one. All right, there we go. This is what I'm talking about. Also kind of sucks, but let's see. Wow, this is so dirty. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. And this is why I don't mess with JavaScript that much. It's so dirty. I guess we can just copy this code in here. I am not happy about it whatsoever, but whatever. Let's use this. Actually, I'm just gonna do this way, and then I'll clean it up at a later date and time. So we're gonna do. Oh God! All right. Okay, so we're gonna do this, right? We're gonna do a couple of stupid functions. So let date equals or let current date equals new date, right? And then we are going to do that year equals current date. Actually, I'm writing like I'm doing Python, but okay. Current date is dot.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
Wait a second. I can just. Let me see something. Get rid of that. Let's comment that out for now. Let's say we're to do. Date. All right, so go here. Take a break in a little bit, but let's do this. Let year equals current date dot get full year. Let month equals current date dot get month. day equals current date dot get day. And let hour equals current date dot get hour. And let minute equals current date dot get minutes. And we can throw in seconds in there for good measure, just to be super unique. All right, so we got that. And let's see how this is going to turn out now. So let's get rid of this code right here. Then we'll run it, then we'll go to break, right? And this is going to be year plus month plus day. And then we're going to do a plus underscore plus hour plus minute plus seconds. I would do this so much better if I was doing it in Java or Python, but you know, this is what we signed up for, right? This is what we signed up for. All right, so we got that. And let's just run it in Python and Cypress one more time, see if we get any different results, okay? Oh, you guys didn't even see what I was doing. Jesus Christ. All right, so I'll just show you real quick before we go on. So what I did was I just listed out all of the year, month, day, hour, minute, seconds, right? Probably a better way we can do it, but I don't want to waste any harp on it any much longer. But we have, so now I just said, all right, generate unique username based on date and time. So we have all that. And then we could go here and say like that, right? And then we take this generate unique username and we pass it in here. Or say username. And when we run our Cypress test, let's see what we get. Look at that. Exactly what I wanted. 2024. I don't, is that rain outside? I don't see the 2024. I don't see the month, right? But that's the gist of what we want, though. Year 2024. Why is it 04? Oh, I think it's like, let me see. That. Should have did the month. Month, day. Anyways, let's go to break. We will come back to that in a few, but we have a good idea going forward of how we're doing this. Cool. All right, let's go back to the terrible Dice job search. Actually, no, we said we're gonna go to Indeed, so let's do Indeed. All right, let's throw 5 minutes on the clock. That's not where I want to go. 5 minutes on the clock. Actually, this is 5 minutes. All right, so we'll do QA engineer. And we shall do remote. Do people actually get jobs on Dice and Indeed? So look at this, right? First one, senior QA engineer, remote technology, $37,000 to $128,000 a year. So let's take a look at that one. Since Good Guy specifically asked for Indeed and Dice, let's use it. Flexible schedule. Okay. Remote is solving global remote organizations. Not according to the Wayfair CEO, apparently. So this company is called Remote. You'll be joining a team of 200 engineers spanning across front end, back end, SRE, and QA. Your significant experience as a QA engineer or similar, preferably with responsibilities across multiple teams and product areas. Solid knowledge of understanding of end-to-end test in JavaScript as well as in manual testing. Well, that's not for me with JavaScript. And know-how of when to use what techniques. Expertise in Cypress, Playwright, or Selenium. Let's scratch Selenium. Well, Good Guy, LinkedIn has been dead for you for what particular reason? Okay. Anyways, ways. So I mean, Cypress. There you go. Playwright right there for you. Good Guy. Expertise with lower level testing, component integration, mocking, stubbing. Curiosity and willingness to learn and develop, as well as working with multiple teams and projects simultaneously. Kindness. Kindness. That's so sweet. Kindness and communication skills. Structured work processes and knowledge of how to coordinate, plan, and prioritize testing activities. And you can be anywhere in the world, and the start date is as soon as possible. And you report to the QA team leader. That sounds like a pretty promising one for the most part. Application process, async, profile review, interview with recruiter, interview with hiring manager, async code exercise, interview with the team. You'll get a sense of what you'll be working. Async offer. 16-week parental leave. We kindly ask you to submit your application and CV in English, as is a standardized language we use here at Remote. If you do not have an up-to-date CV, but you're still interested in talking to us, please feel free to add a copy of your LinkedIn profile instead. Okay. Interestingly enough. Well, there goes one. What is Liftify? Liftify is looking for a QA engineer. Your main focus will be to write and execute manual and automated tests, while also helping to triage bugs and plan testing for upcoming Liftify product updates. The ideal candidate has the ability to function in an agile software development life cycle, and will thrive in a hands-on, focused, productive, and team-oriented environment. And this is why I I implement the agile methodology with my tech barbarians, so that we work on projects, as well as I recommend that they structure their work like how they do everything in the agile environment. And it was painful when they voted not to do stand up. But think you're not going to do stand up in a work environment, you are sadly mistaken. So I would encourage you to do your own, at least your own daily stand-ups, at least, right? To be successful in this role, you will have 2 years of experience in a QA role. Hybrid manual automation is strongly preferred. Experience in Cypress or equivalent automation systems, Selenium and Playwright. Comfortable working in a fast-paced, high collaborative, dynamic, agile, Scrum work environment. Proven experience in interacting and coordinating test activities amongst multiple teams in multiple locations. The ability to identify issues and communicate their priority and impact in a clear and concise way. Strong experience in building test plans for releases, determining risk assessment and impact for software applications, and how to build those into a test plan.
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on, get a move on.
But
Back
the
to
estimated
work. Back
pay
to work. Back to work.
is $80,000 to $85,000 a year, which for 2 years of experience, that's not too bad, actually. That's not too bad. junior QA engineer for those people who might be a little bit newer and trying to transition. It's also at the same company. And what is there's no experience requirement. So this would be a pretty, so maybe Indeed isn't as bad as I thought, you know? So that would be a good one as well to look into. So there's some stuff here, right? There's some stuff here. All right. So anyways, hopefully that helped. Whoever might be interested in QA roles, you can definitely check out Indeed. I'm not too sold on Dice, but you know, maybe you are. And good guy said LinkedIn been dead. For him. All right. So anyways, let's keep going. All right. Let's go back. Let's put our last 20 minutes on the clock.
It's time to do.
All right. So here we are. So we have this username, right? I don't know why the month didn't pop up, but it's still good enough for us to do something with it, right? Let's see. Okay. So let's refresh that. So we get to where is my, okay, there we go. So TCR live stream 202404. It sounds like it's putting the actual day of the week and not the date. Get date. That's what we want. Want to get date, I believe. Oh, maybe this because I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. Let's try that again. One. And I'm gonna move this actually to the top, right? So that we can see it right away. We don't have to wait for it to do all that other nonsense that it's been doing. Actually, I need to copy this whole thing, don't I? So let's take this and let's move it up all the way to the top. So we don't have to wait for it to see what's going on. Let's just drop it in here. All right. And let's go. So now it's running again. All right, there we go. There we go. So 25th. It's only putting a 0 for the month. I don't know why. Could do. Let's see. I mean, the month is not that serious, but I think it's doing it. I think it's putting 0 for the month. Like it's indexing at 0, which is weird. But what if we were to do to locale and then we say month? Is that the one that we used last time? How did we do it last time? Let me see. We did to locale. Wait a second. What do we do? To locale date string. All right, so let's say to locale date string, and then that was gonna be en-us And we're gonna do that the one? That's not the one we use, is it? I guess we could do that. And then we're gonna say month. To digit. Something's not right in there. Let me see. Okay. So we need this wrapped in the squiggly brackets. Okay, cool. So there we go. Let's try that one more time in Cypress. And let's go over here. So there we go. 2024 01 25 212546. So that should be always give us a unique one, right? So while that's doing this thing, we're gonna go back and we're gonna take. So what we're gonna do, we're going to take go all the way over here, uncomment this stuff out. And when we do that, we should be able to, let's remove this one right here, and we're going to be passing in our, what is it called? What do we call it? Generate. Unique live stream based, generate unique username based on date, right? So now, if we go over to the app to Cypress, refresh that. We refreshed that. Where are you? Why nothing happening? Let's see here. What? Cypress was stopped while running. Okay, let's try to go one more time. What's going on here? Okay, there we go. So there goes our username. So now once it's putting this, we should see that, and then boom, boom. Email. Oh, so the email address is in use. All right, so now we'll just pass the same thing to the email address, right? It's gonna be a pretty long email address. Well, actually, no. We can. This is what we're gonna do, right? So we're gonna go here, and we're just gonna take this right here, and we can do it up here, right? So we can say, let generate unique email address. All right, and we're gonna say equal. Let's be consistent, right? Address based on date, and then we're gonna say that at techcoachralph.dev. I'm like keeping it consistent. Jared can always find it and delete it, so delete the ones that are not valid. So we're just gonna go in here, we're gonna pass that into this one. And then we can do the same thing for Playwright. And what we can do as well, right? Well, I don't know if I can share between the two, but what I would love to do is like externalize this code right here. Right? I think we should be able to do it, but we'll find out, right? But externalize this code so then we can just share it between the Playwright, the Cypress, and if what's their name ever starts to work again, if Selenium ever works, share it between that too. So we'll have one file that's generating the username and password that we can call from. Okay, so here we are, generate unique email address. All right, so now let's go over here and those are some good tests as well, like to a test to make sure that, like right now we're just getting this set up, but a test to see that, look at that. Awesome. So a test that sees if validating like the uniqueness of the username and password, but that would probably be an API test, right? Where you're validating like the uniqueness when trying to create an account, but you can have a test that makes sure the error messages are properly being displayed and stuff like that. But like you can have a multitude of different types of tests that would be validating. That you can't create. So let's say let's think about some tests real quick, right? One test is like, oh, I use the same username, but I have a different email address. So you should have the error message for that. The username is the same, right? Or you have a different. You have a different username, but the same email, or vice versa, whatever I said the first time, right? But the opposite of it, you should get an error message for that too, right? And usually that error message is going to be validated it's going to be returned to you from the API. If it's not returned from the API, then Houston, we have a problem, because like you shouldn't be having it like in the HTML code, because that's inadequate. You should have it returned in the API and then pass that API response however you want it to display on the site. The actual site should be used mainly for it shouldn't have any business logic on the actual HTML, right? It should have, the business logic should be on a different layer, the business layer, where that's API can be quickly tested. We should never rely on the UI to be testing business logic. That's just bad for business. Okay, so we have the registration done. So now let's add a validation that if you successfully create an account, you should get to the sign-in page, right? So we're going to add some validation for the sign-in page. And I think we could just do, what is it, H2, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to talk to Jared after this. We really, really need to update these selectors to be much more user-friendly and testing-friendly, because with it like this, it's just a recipe for disaster, to be honest with you. So, all right, so hopefully this is the only H2 on the page. Okay, that's the only one. Okay, so we're gonna go for, I guess we'll just do this, validate this H2 right here. I need, so let's go over here. We're gonna do side.get. Actually, let me see. What is the code to do that? Cypress assertions. Let's see, assertion reference. Should not. Do we have chai installed? Chai would be cool. So, all right, let's take a look at chai. So let's do, all right, so let's say get H2. My goodness, all right, let's just do a regular Google search. It's like the documentation this time is so annoying to read. Cypress valid assert H2, right? Make it simple. How do you check equality of inner text? All right, let's do that one. Side.get. All right, so side.get. And this is what we need on the site, right? Data test ID, so we can easily find this stuff, right? All right, so get H2, and then so we see the code. We're gonna say .get should, and then have .text, and the text should be sign in, right? Yeah, and then we can do, let's say we take this one as well. What is this? Just a paragraph tag of start your recovery. Ugh, drives me crazy. And do P. All right, so we'll do that one for that one, right? So let's go and add that start your recovery today in there. Make sure that we're on the login page. It's gonna duplicate this line, and then we're gonna say this one, and should have text of start your recovery today. All right, there we go. All right, so let's give it a run again in Cypress. Let's see what it comes up with. Let's see if our assertions. Oh, our assertions worked. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So now let's see if we can actually get logged in while we're here. And then so if we get logged in here, I think we'll be in a good spot, at least in Cypress, right? And then we can do the same thing for like Playwright next week, where we can add those 2 assertions and we can get logged in, and that'll make Good Guy very, very happy. And then, and in the between the week of halftime, I'm going to look to see why Selenium isn't working, because it would be nice to see all 3 of them working together in harmony and stuff like that. But I have a feeling that Playwright and Cypress are bullying Selenium, just because that they're the new cool kids on the block, and Selenium is a little bit of ageism going on there between Cypress, Playwright, towards Selenium. Okay, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So now let's go ahead and do the login part. And we have type email, name. All right. So, and then the other one is going to be like password and login button. So we don't need to see all that. So let's go over here. And I can't wait to get to the page object model that we can really, really clean it up, right? So side.get, and then we're going to say, wow, Good Guy. Wow. Wow. I just can't believe you'd say such a thing. Let me see. I want to do name, actually. Name equals email. And then we're going to say dot type. And we're going to say generate unique username. Oh, actually, it's supposed to be the email. Generate unique email address. And then we're going to say side.get. And then I'm going to assume it's input name equals password. And we're going to say type. I should have made a variable for the password, but whatever. In refactoring, we will. I keep forgetting to close these. Not because they're not entirely needed in JavaScript, but that's just good practice. And then we're gonna do side.get, and then we want the login button. So let's go find the login button. And the best that we can do is a lowly type submit. So let's say button type submit. Always like to put these on there. Okay, that's the only one. So we should be able to log in on this one. Okie dokie. Let's go over here. Do that. Dot click. And while we're here, right? Let's use the login that we did earlier to log in and see. Let's just add the validation while we're here. That'll be a good way to wrap up the night, so take that and let's go here. Oh, come on. Oh, goodness gracious. Why did you not let me copy that? Okay. Let's go here. Password 123 at techcoachralph.dev. In what? Invalid? What do you mean by it's invalid?
Lunch break.
Oh,
Lunch
I know
break.
why. Let's finish this up. Let's go here. Copy. And at techcoachralph.dev. And it's password 123. That should get us in there. I don't know. Let me see. What's the last step? Is it getting stuck somewhere? Let me see. I am a bit confused. What's going on here? Why is nothing happening? Let's refresh. When in doubt, refresh in Cypress. Okay. All right, so we were able to log in. Let's see. So we were able to log in. So what I'm just gonna copy this, add it to the validation over here, and we'll be done for today, right? Welcome to FreeMind. And we'll check the URL, right? So we'll do that. So we're gonna say side.get, and then we'll put whatever that is, and then we'll say should, and then have dot text, and then the value is gonna be welcome to FreeMind, right? And we will say what is the probably H2. Let's see here. It's going. Can I find the H2? Well, let's use the what they use to log in. Me who's typing in something wrong? Password 123. Actually, let me see something. Maybe I need to. Oh. Let me see. Just don't know. Let's see what that is. That is a. That's a header? All right. If that's what you insist on. Okay. Let's do that. We'll say over here, we are saying look for a header. I don't like it whatsoever. I don't like it at all. But, a lot of times going in as a QA engineer into a company that you're unfamiliar with, you don't know what their practices are, you're going to run into this type of stuff, right? So it is good that we are working on this and that we are getting that experience. And the good thing is that we know Calculus Coder personally, so we can give him some recommendations, some advice on how to clean it up and stuff like that, which I'm sure he is going to do. So, and it passed. Everything passed. So this test passes in Cypress, which is awesome. Next week we'll get it to pass in Playwright. But I mean, pretty much we logged in as well as we created an account and we logged in. So we have two different tests working together, and it is absolutely amazing and awesome. Full screen. Okay, so clock off. That is what we have for tonight, right? So tonight what we did was we gave up on Selenium because it sucked in JavaScript and not finding the right selector, but we were able to get it to work in Playwright as well as in Cypress. Cypress is the most, we got the furthest so far at Cypress because it was able to go through the whole sign-in process as well as it created the account with a unique email address, where we took the date and time stamp to create a unique email address. Every time it runs, it'll be unique. And then we logged in to the account and we validated that it shows welcome to Freeman, right? And then for Playwright, we're able to actually get the test to run, make sure that it's passing. So the next time we're going to do the same thing where we can maybe it's a good time to start optimizing the test so we don't have the same selectors over and over and over again. So maybe next time in Playwright, we're going to see if we can extract the selectors in Cypress and in Playwright so that we can share the selectors that we're using. And you can always override them if you need, but we can share the selectors and do it that way, right? That way we don't have to have a bunch of selectors going all over the place, and then get it to work in Playwright. And then from that point on, maybe we can start writing some functions, some methods, maybe look into the page object model to make it a lot cleaner. All right. So that's what I have in mind. That's my plan. We shall see what we're gonna do, right? But we're here to learn, right? And I hope that you were able to get some insight, get some understanding of how you would approach. Because guess what? The automation, whatever tool we're using, it's exactly the same, right? You see the selectors are identical. It's just the syntax, just the commands. Like Cypress is sci.get. Playwright is what's Playwright? Playwright is like page dot whatever, and you can probably name that page to whatever you want. No, it's page dot go to, page dot locator, whatever the case may be, right? It's just about the syntax, but the concepts of how you would automate, that is going to stay the same across whatever tool that you're using, right? It's all about the concepts. And that's why the other day, a duck under the porch, one of the discords I'm in, he's like, so which one are you liking better? I'm like, it doesn't really mean much to me whether it's Selenium. The one that works the best and the fastest, I would say that's the one that I prefer. You know, I don't really have any loyalty or affinity to any one of these tools. And because I don't even do UI testing that much right now, like most of the stuff I do, like I have a few UI tests, but most of the stuff I do is like on like the API level, or it's like some type of special API integration type stuff that we're testing and building. So whatever tool it is, I'm kind of agnostic to it. All right. So that is where we are at for the night. We are going to sign off, and let's just acknowledge the chat real quick. We have Good Guy that says, thanks for the stream, coach. Thank you for being here, Good Guy.
I appreciate you.
And you get one more
Good Guy
before we head off for the night. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I have a question for you, as I always ask before we wrap it up. And the question is,
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I had an amazing time with you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have not done so yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can know every single time we go live. Tomorrow we are going to have our episode of The Bug Bite, talking about the GM Cruise accident and why they had to, stop whatever it is that they were doing, right? So thank you for tuning in. Like the video, share the video, hit the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. Check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev. And remember,
one more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is going up. So get your life in order today. Do me a favor. Don't let anybody waste your time. All right. But on that note, thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys early in the morning for the Coffee and Kata show. And you guys have an amazing night. Thank you for tuning in and rocking with me tonight.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Hear me, warriors of the North. Today we have tasted the sweet nectar of victory. Our foes indeed defeated, and their lands are now bowed before us. The gods themselves have favored our glorious deeds on this glorious day. We have shed blood, sweat, and tears to claim this land. Our relentless spirit, our unyielding determination, these are the very essence of our people. The spirit of our ancestors rejoice in the halls of Valhalla. For today, we have added to their eternal glory. Our victories will echo throughout the ages, and our names will be etched in the annals of history. But let us not forget the price we paid, the brothers and sisters we lost. They now feast in the hall of our forefathers, watching over us with pride. Their sacrifice has paved the way for this moment of triumph. As we celebrate this conquest, let us also remember that our journey is far from over. More land awaits our conquest, more battles call us forth, and the fire in our hearts burn ever brighter, for there is no limit to what we can achieve. To those who dare stand against us, let them tremble in fear, for they shall witness the fury of the northern storm, the wrath of the untamed barbarians. Today we celebrate our victory. Tomorrow, we set our sights on new horizons, a charted land where our banners will fly high. We are Vikings, we're barbarians, we are masters of conquest.